Hello students, hope you all are safe. Today we are going to learn a new chapter, that is unitary method. Let's start our lesson with an example. Arjun wanted to buy some chocolates. So he went to the nearby shop. The shopkeeper asked him to pay 50 rupees for 10 chocolates. Arjun wanted to know the cost of one chocolate. Let us help him out. Cost of 10 chocolate is 50 rupees. Then what is the cost of one chocolate? 50 upon 10, which is equals to 5 rupees. Therefore, cost of each chocolate is 5 rupees. Let us look at another example. The cost of 1 dozen candle is 36 rupees. Find the cost of 20 candles. So what is given here? Cost of 1 dozen candle is 36 rupees. So we know that 1 dozen equals to 12. So cost of 12 candles equals to 36 rupees. To find the cost of 20 candles, we first find the cost of 1 candle and then multiply it with 20. Here, cost of 1 candle equals to 36 upon 12. When we do the cancellation, we'll get 3 rupees. So, cost of 1 candle is equals to 3 rupees. Then what is the cost of 20 candles? 20 into 3 rupees, which is equals to 60 rupees. Therefore, cost of 20 candles equals to 60 rupees. Now, let's look at the definition and types of unitary method. The method of finding the value of one unit and the value of required number of units is called unitary method. There are two types of unitary method: direct variation and inverse variation. Let's see direct variation. Observe the given table. We have two quantities denoted by variable x and y. The value of x increases from 1 to 4 as we move towards right. The value of y also increases from 5 to 20 as we move towards right. Such a relation in which the value of one variable increases with the increase in the value of other variable is known as direct variation. Inverse variation. Look at the situation. Here we see a girl using different ways of going to school. If she walks at a speed of 3 km per hour, she reaches school in 30 minutes. Now, if she goes to school by running at the speed of 6 km per hour, she reaches her school in 15 minutes. If she goes to school by cycling at a speed of 9 km per hour, she reaches her school in 10 minutes. If she goes by a car at a speed of 45 km per hour, she reaches her school in 2 minutes. In this situation, when she walks at 3 km per hour, she reaches school in 30 minutes. If she runs at a speed of 6 km per hour, she reaches her school in 15 minutes. If she uses her cycle and goes at a speed of 9 km per hour, she reaches her school in 10 minutes. When she goes in a car at a speed of 45 km per hour, she reaches her school in 2 minutes. So we see that when she increased her speed 2 times the normal speed, the time taken decreases by half time. If speed increased by 3 times, time taken decreases by 1/3, and if speed is increased 15 times, then the time taken is decreased by 1/15. Or we can also say that as speed increases, time decreases in same ratio. Now we see that speed into time is same in all conditions. So speed into time is constant. A farmer first bought 5 horses. He fed them with some corns. The corn lasted for 15 days. Then he bought 3 more horses and he fed them the same amount of corns, but this time the corn lasted for 10 days only. What have we noticed? As the number of horses increased, the number of days the corn lasted for decreased. Ram had 400 rupees with him. He went to a shop to buy notebooks. Cost of one notebook in the shop was 20 rupees. So he bought 20 notebooks. Anil too had 400 rupees with him. He went to another shop to buy notebooks. Cost of one notebook in that shop was 25 rupees. So he was able to buy only 16 notebooks. Now, what do we notice here? We notice that the amount of both of them had was the same, but as the cost of notebook increased, number of notebooks they could buy decreased. Look at this activity. 12 marbles can be arranged in 6 rows and 2 columns. Now let the same 12 marbles can also be arranged in 4 rows and 3 columns. 12 marbles can also be arranged in 3 rows and 4 columns. Now let us frame a table for the arrangement of marbles. What do we observe? As the number of rows are increases, the number of columns decreases. Also we see that R into C is constant. In all the above situations, we saw that as one quantity increases, the other quantity decreases. Such variation, that is increase in one quantity resulting in a decrease in the other quantity, is said to be inverse variation. I hope you all understood direct variation and inverse variation. Now we'll start with the exercise 7a on page number 88. In this exercise, we have only from question number 1 to question number 10 in your syllabus. Let's start with the first question. Question number 1. Weight of 8 identical articles is 4.8 kg. What is the weight of 11 such articles? What is given here? Weight of 8 articles, that is 4.8 kg. To find out the weight of 11 articles, we need to first find out the weight of one article. Here weight of one article is 4.8 upon 8 kg. To find out weight of 11 articles, 4.8 upon 8 will multiply with 11. So when we do cancellation, 8 and 4.8 will get 0.6. 0.6 into 11 is 6.6 kg. Therefore, weight of 11 articles equals to 6.6 kg. Now next question, question number 2. 6 books weigh 1.260 kg. How many books will weigh 3.150 kg? Here number of books in 1 kg 260 gram or 1.260 kg is 6 books. To find out the number of books in 3.150 kg, we need to first find out the number of books in 1 kg. So number of books in 1 kg is equals to 6 upon 1.260. So the number of books that we will get in 3.150 kg is equals to 6 into 3.150 upon 1.260. Here both numerator and denominator we have 3 decimal number. To remove this decimal number, we'll multiply both numerator and denominator with 1000, so that we'll remove the decimal number. So we'll get it as 6 into 3150 upon 1260. When we do cancellation, we'll get 15 books. Therefore, the number of books that we will get in 3.150 kg is 15 books. Now next question, question number 3. 8 men complete a work in 6 hours. In how many hours will 12 men complete the same work? Here, number of hours taken by 8 men to complete a work is 6 hours. Therefore, number of hours taken by 1 man to complete the work is 6 into 8 hours. Therefore, the time taken by 12 men will be 6 into 8 upon 12. When we do cancellation, 6 ones are 6 twos are 12. So here we'll get 1 into 8 upon 2. Further we can divide it. 2 fours are 8, 2 ones are 2. So we'll get 1 into 4, that is 4 hours. Therefore, the time taken by 12 men will be 4 hours. Now, question number 4. If a 25 centimeter long candle burns for 45 minutes, how long will another candle of the same material and same thickness but 5 centimeter longer than the previous one burn? Here, time taken for 25 centimeter long candle to burn is equals to 45 minutes. Then time taken for 1 centimeter long candle to burn is 45 upon 25 minutes. For new candle, size of the new candle is 25 plus 5, which is equals to 30 centimeter. Hence, time taken for 30 centimeter long candle to burn is equals to 45 upon 25 into 30. For do the cancellation, we can divide by 5 table. So 5 nines are 45, 5 fives are 25. So we'll get 9 upon 5 into 30. Further we can divide with 5 table. So 5 6 are 30, 5 ones are 5. So we'll get 9 into 6, which is equals to 54 minutes. Therefore, time taken for 30 centimeter long candle to burn is 54 minutes. Next question, question number 5. A typist takes 80 minutes to type 24 pages. How long will he take to type 87 pages? Here, time taken to type 24 pages equals to 80 minutes. Time taken to type 1 page equals to 80 upon 24 minutes. Now, time taken to type 87 pages equals to 80 into 87 upon 24. By which table we can divide it? By 8. So 8 tens are 80, 8 threes are 24. So we'll get 10 into 87 upon 3. We can further divide it by 3 table. 3 ones are 3, 3 29s are 87. So 10 into 29 is 290 minutes. Therefore, time taken to type 87 pages equals to 290 minutes. Now next question, question number 6. Rupees 750 support a family for 15 days. For how many days will rupees 2500 support the same family? Here, number of days a family can be supported in rupees 750 equals to 15 days. Number of days a family can be supported in rupees 1 equals to 15 upon 750 days. Therefore, number of days a family can be supported in rupees 2500 equals to 15 into 2500 upon 750. Now here we can do cancellation by 10 table. 2500 and 750 we can cancel by 10 table. So we'll get 15 into 250 upon 75. We can further divide by 15 table. So 15 ones are 15 fives are 75. So we'll get 1 into 250 upon 5, which is again we can divide it by 5 table. So 5 ones are 5 50s are 250, which is equals to 1 into 50 equals to 50 days. Therefore, number of days a family can be supported in rupees 2500 equals to 50 days. Now next question, question number 7. 400 men have provisions for 23 weeks. They are joined by 60 men. How long will the provisions last? Here, number of weeks provision for 400 men is equals to 23 weeks. Number of weeks provision for 1 man is equals to 23 into 400 weeks. Then number of new men joined is equals to 400 plus 60, that is 460 men. Therefore, number of weeks provision for 460 men equals to 23 into 400 upon 460. Here we can divide 23 and 460 by 23 table. 23 ones are 23, 23 20s are 460. So we'll get 1 into 400 upon 20. Again we can divide it by 20 table. That is 20 ones are 20, 20s are 400, which is equals to 1 into 20 equals to 20 weeks. Therefore, number of weeks provision for 460 men equals to 20 weeks. Now question number 8. 200 men have provisions for 30 days. If 50 men left, the same provision would last for the remaining men. In how many days? Number of days provision for 200 men equals to 30 days. Number of days provision for 1 man equals to 30 into 200 days. Number of new men left is equals to 200 minus 50 equals to 150. Since 50 men left, we are subtracting 50 from 200. Therefore, 200 minus 50 equals to 150. Now, number of days provision for 150 men equals to 30 into 200 upon 150 days. Now we can cancel 30 and 150. 30 ones are 30, 5s are 150. So we'll get 1 into 200 upon 5, which is equals to 1 into 40 equals to 40 days. Therefore, number of days provision for 150 men equals to 40 days. Next question, question number 9. 8 men can finish a certain amount of provisions in 40 days. If 2 more men join with them, find for how many days the same amount of provisions be sufficient. Here, number of days required for 8 men to finish the provision is equals to how many days? 40 days. So, for number of days required for 1 man to finish the provision is equals to 40 into 8 days. Now, number of new men joined is equals to 8 plus 2, which is 10. Number of days required for 10 men to finish the provision is equals to 40 into 8 upon 10. Now we can divide 40 and 10 by which table? 10 table. So 10 fours are 40, 10 ones are 10, which is equals to 4 into 8. Equals to 4 into 8 is 32 days. Therefore, number of days required for 10 men to finish the provision is equals to 32 days. Next question, question number 10. If interest on 200 rupees be 25 rupees in a certain time, what will be the interest on 750 rupees for the same time? Here, interest on 200 rupees is how much? 25 rupees. So, what is the interest for 1 rupee? 25 upon 200. Therefore, interest on 750 rupees equals to 25 upon 200 into 750. We can do cancellation by which table? By 25 table. So 25 ones are 25, 25 eights are 200. So we'll get 750 upon 8. Further we can divide. So we'll get 93.75. Therefore, interest on rupees 750 is equals to rupees 93.75. Now we'll start with next exercise, exercise 7b. In this exercise, from question number 1 to question number 6 is a part of your syllabus. The rest is omitted. Let's start with first question. The cost of 3 upon 5 kg of ghee is rupees 96. Find the cost of 1 kg ghee and 5 upon 8 kg ghee. So what is given here? Cost of 3 upon 5 kg of ghee, which is equals to 96 rupees. We need to find out the cost of 1 kg ghee and 5 upon 8 kg of ghee. To find out cost of 1 kg ghee, which is equals to 96 upon 3 upon 5. We have division sign here. So when we change the sign from division to multiplication, we'll write the reciprocal of the fraction. So 96 into numerator changes to denominator and denominator changes to numerator. So it becomes 5 upon 3. Now we can cancel 96 and 3 by 3 table. So 3 32s are 96, 3 1s are 3. So we'll get it 32 into 5, which is equals to 160 rupees. Now we'll find out the cost of 5 upon 8 kg of ghee. We know that what is the cost of 1 kg of ghee? 160 into 5 upon 8. Now can we divide it? Yes, by 8 table. So 8 ones are 8, 8 20s are 160. Therefore 20 into 5, which is equals to 100 rupees. Therefore cost of 5 upon 8 kg of ghee is 100 rupees. Now next question. Question number 2. 3 1 upon 2, that is 3.5 meter of cloth cost is 168 rupees. Find the cost of 4 1 upon 3 meter of the same cloth. So cost of 3.5 meter is given. So here we have mixed fraction, that is 3 1 upon 2. First we will convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. So when we multiply 3 into 2, we'll get 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Therefore 7 upon 2 meter of cloth is equals to 168 rupees. Now we have to find out the cost of 1 meter cloth. So to find out 1 meter cloth, we'll divide 168 and 7 upon 2. In next step, we have here division sign. When we convert the division sign into multiplication, we'll write the reciprocal of the fraction. So which fraction is given here? 7 upon 2. What is the reciprocal of 7 upon 2? 2 upon 7. Here numerator comes to denominator and denominator goes to numerator. So we have 168 into 2 upon 7. Now we can cancel 168 and 7 by 7 table. So 7 ones are 7, 7 24s are 168. So what we have? 24 into 2. When we multiply these two numbers, we get rupees 48. Therefore, cost of 1 meter cloth is how much? 48 rupees. Now we have to find out the cost of 4 1 upon 3. So here also we have mixed fraction. First we will convert the mixed fraction into improper fraction. So how will we convert? 4 into 3 is how much? 4 3s are 12, plus we'll add the numerator. What we have? 1. So 12 plus 1 is 13. Denominator remains same. So 13 upon 3 meter. So 13 upon 3 meter cloth, which is equals to, what is the cost of 1 meter cloth? 48 into 13 upon 3. Now we can cancel 48 and 3 by 3 table. So 3 ones are 3, 3 16s are 48. So 16 into 13, which is equals to 208. Therefore, what is the cost of 13 upon 3 meter cloth? Rupees 208. Now next question. Question number 3. A wrist watch loses 10 seconds in every 8 hours. In how much time will it lose 15 seconds? So here what is given? Number of hours taken to lose 10 seconds is 8 hours. First we need to find out for 1 second, that is number of hours taken to lose 1 second, which is equals to 8 upon 10 hours. Now we have to find out for 15 seconds. Therefore, number of hours taken to lose 15 seconds equals to 8 upon 10 into 15 hours. Here we can either divide it by 2 table or 5 table. So I am going to divide by 2 table first. So 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10. So 4 upon 5 into 15 hours. Further we can divide it by 5 table. So 5 ones are 5, 5 threes are 15, which is equals to 4 into 3. 4 into 3 is how much? 12. So number of hours taken to lose 15 seconds equals to 12 hours. Now next question, question number 4. In 2 days and 20 hours, a watch gains 20 seconds. Find how much time will the watch take to gain 35 seconds. Here we have 2 days and 20 hours. We know 1 day equals to 24 hours. Then what is 2 days equals to? 2 into 24, that is 48. Already in the question it is given 2 days 20 hours. So along with 48 we'll add up 20 hours. So we'll have 68 hours. Now 20 seconds are gained in 68 hours. Therefore 1 second will be gained in 68 upon 20 hours. 35 seconds is gained in 68 upon 20 into 35. Now we can reduce 35 and 20 by 5 table. So 5 sevens are 35, 5 fours are 20. Then we'll have 68 upon 4 into 7. Further we can divide it 68 and 4 by 4 table. So 4 ones are 4, 4 17s are 68. We'll have 17 into 7, which is equals to 119 hours. Here we have which unit? Hours. Now we'll convert this hours into days. For that we'll divide 119 by 24. Have a look at it. When we divide 119 by 24, we'll get 24 fours are 96. When we subtract 119 and 96, we'll have 23. We can't divide it further, so we'll stop here. So what is quotient here? 4. That would be days. So we'll have 4 days. And what is the remainder? 23. That would be hours. Therefore 35 seconds is gained in 4 days 23 hours. Now next question, question 5. 50 men mow 32 hectares of land in 3 days. How many days will 50 men take to mow it? The land area is same in both the cases, that is 32 hectares. Number of days taken by 50 men to mow the land is equals to 3 days. Therefore, number of days taken by 1 man to mow the land is equals to 3 into 50 days. Now, number of days taken by 15 men to mow the land is equals to 3 into 50 upon 15. We can reduce 3 and 15 by 3 table. So 3 ones are 3, 3 fives are 15. So we'll have 1 into 50 upon 5. Further we can divide it by 5 table. So 5 ones are 5, 5 tens are 50, which is equals to 1 into 10 equals to 10 days. Therefore, number of days taken by 15 men to mow the land is equals to 10 days. Now, next question is question number 6. The wages of 10 workers for a 6 days week are rupees 1200. What are the 1 day wages of 1 worker and of 4 workers? Here what is given? The wages of 10 workers for 6 days is equals to rupees 1200. The wages of 10 workers for 1 day is equals to how much? 1200 upon 6. When we do cancellation, we'll get 200 rupees. Therefore, the wages for 10 workers in 1 day is equals to rupees 200. Now we have to find out wages for 1 worker in 1 day, which is equals to 200 upon 10. When we do cancellation, we'll get 20 rupees. Now we have to find out the wages for 4 workers in 1 day, which is equals to 20 into 4 equals to rupees 80. Therefore, the wages for 4 workers in 1 day is equals to 80 rupees. So students, hope you understood the chapter unitary method. We have solved both direct variation and inverse variation problems. I will share with you the worksheet for this chapter. Please solve it. Thank you. Hello students, hope you all are safe. Today we are going to learn a new chapter.